Good afternoon, children. Today I am going to take the third chapter of your English reader, The Three Spinners. Now I will read the chapter and give you the line-wise explanation of the chapter. So these are the characters in the play: narrator 1, narrator 2, Laurel, Mother, Bretty, Gretty, May, Prince and Queen. All these are the characters in the story. Now narrator 1. Once upon a time there was a very pretty, very bright but very lazy girl named Laurel. She lived with her mother in a small cottage in the woods. Laurel's mother made a living by spinning wool and flax into fine thread. She worked hard and she needed her daughter's help. But although Laurel's mother begged and pleaded, the girl simply refused to lift a finger. At last, her mother lost all patience. So children, this is a story of a little girl named Laurel who was very pretty but very lazy. She lived with her mother in a cottage in the woods. Laurel's mother made a living by spinning a wool and flax into fine thread. She worked very hard. She could not make Laurel do the work because she was very lazy. Although her mother pleaded her, she begged and pleaded her to help her, but that girl will always refuse to do so because of her laziness. Now, I give up, you lazy girl. If you refuse to help me put food on the table, you'll just have to go and find your own living. Now, at last, the mother became very impatient and she told Laurel that you have to go and look for your bread and butter on your own. You have to look for your living on your own. I am not going to take care of you any more. At this, Laurel began to cry and scream. Fortunately for Laurel, at that very moment, the Queen happened to be driving by in her carriage. She heard the commotion and knocked at the cottage door. "What is going on here? Why is your daughter screaming so?" Now, at last, when the mother became very angry and got impatient, she gave her a good scolding. So, as she got the scolding, she started crying very loudly. So, at that moment, the Queen was passing by and she heard the crying of the girl. Now, Queen stopped and went into the house and she asked her mother why this girl is crying so loudly, so that everyone outside in the streets could hear her cries. Now, the mother was ashamed to tell the Queen that her daughter was so lazy, so quickly she made up a lie. "I cannot get the girl to leave off spinning. She turns the wheel night and day. I am too poor to buy flax for her, and so she moans." Now, the woman was ashamed to tell about her daughter's laziness, so she said that I cannot stop her from spinning. She is forever at it, and I am poor and cannot furnish her with the enough flax. So the woman told that this girl is very hardworking, that she always keeps on spinning day and night, and I don't have money to provide her with the raw material. That is why she is crying. Now, "Queen, what an industrious daughter you have. She shall come and live with me. I have endless supplies of flax for her busy hands." Industrious means hardworking. And so Laurel got into Queen's carriage and away they went to the palace. When they arrived, the Queen took Laurel to a room that was filled floor to ceiling with flax. Now, when the mother told her that this girl is spinning the flax for whole day and night, then Queen said to the lady that your daughter is very industrious. Industrious is hardworking. So, you have let me take your daughter with me to the castle. So, you let me take your daughter with me to the palace, and I have so much of flax for her that she can keep on spinning the flax till her heart's content. So, mother was very happy to hear this. Her mother was very happy to hear this. So, Queen took the girl with her, and when they reached the palace, the queen took Laurel to a room which was filled with flags from floor to ceiling. Spin this flax for me, and you shall marry my son. I care not that you are poor. You are hard worker, and that is fine quality in a daughter. Now spin to your heart's content. And the queen closed the door, leaving the girl alone. Now, when they reached the palace, the queen took Laurel to a room and which was filled with flax. So, queen said to Laurel that if she spins the flax all within 3 days, she'll be rewarded with marriage to the queen's oldest son. And the queen left the girl alone in the room. So, she promised the girl that if she completes the work in 3 days, then she will marry her son with Laurel. It doesn't matter that she is old or she is very poor or so. She just wanted that the daughter should be very hardworking. Now, the girl, oh, what shall I do? I don't know how to spin, for I would never heed my mother long enough to learn. What shall become of me? Whatever shall I do? For 3 days Laurel stayed in the room, weeping and pacing the floor. Now, the girl was very frightened, for she would not be able to do the work because she doesn't know how to do. She has not learned that work from her mother. So, she had lived until she was 300 years old also, sitting it every day also, she will not be able to finish. If she sits there with the spinning of the wheel till 300 years also, she will not be able to do that because she doesn't know how to do the work. So, as she was alone, she began to cry and just sat there for 3 days without moving a hand. So, for 3 days she was sitting alone there crying without doing any work. Servant used to brought her meals, but she barely touched the food. At last the queen came to check on her progress. So, she was alone in the room. Servants used to come and give her food, but she used to never eat the food. So, now on the 3rd day the queen entered the room. But what is this? You haven't even begun to spin. So, as the queen came inside, she saw that she has not started the work, and she told her that what is this? You have not started doing your work. Now, what Laurel said to the queen? I am sorry, your highness, it's just that I have never been away from home before and I miss my mother. So, she told the girl excused herself by saying that because of her sorrow at being away from her mother's house, she had not been able to begin the work because she is feeling homesick and she has not left her mother earlier. Now she is feeling very sad that she could not meet her mother. The queen looked at the girl's tear-stained cheeks and believed her. So the queen was very satisfied with the answer and left, saying that you must begin the work tomorrow. So she left the room and closed the gate. The queen looked at the girl's tear and stained cheeks and believed her. So she believed her that whatever the Laurel is saying is correct. I understand, dear, but you must not pine. When the sun rises, begin your spinning and you will feel better. So queen told her that okay, no problem, you can start your work tomorrow morning. Narrator 1. The queen again left Laurel alone, and the girl went to the window and stared out into the dusk. She was startled to see 3 ragged women walking towards her and calling her name. So the girl was left alone by the queen again, and she did not know what to do or where to turn for help. In her distress, she was feeling very distressed, so she went to the window, and there she saw 3 women coming towards her, and they were calling her name. Hello Laurel, we are Gretty, Bretty and May. We understand your troubles and we have come to help you. Come in then quickly. The 3 women clambered in the window and stood before the girl. Laurel could see that Gretty's right foot was huge and flat. The left side of Bretti's bottom lip dropped down over her chin, and May's left hand spotted a thumb the size of an eggplant. Now the first, there she saw three women coming towards her, and the first one had a broad flat foot. The second one had such a large lower lip that it hung down over her chin, and the third one had a broad thumb. They stopped outside the window, looked up and asked the girl what was wrong with the girl, why she is crying. So Laurel told her troubles to them, and they offered to spin all the flax for the girl. The name of the three ladies were Bretty, May and Gretty. So if we help you, you must repay us, but I have nothing to give you. If we spin this flax for you, you will marry the young prince. You must invite us to your wedding and seat us at your table. You must call us your aunts, and you must not be ashamed for us. So now the three ladies were ready to help that little girl, and they told that we are ready to help you, but what you will pay us in return. So she said that the Laurel said that I don't have anything to repay you because I am very poor. So they said that the ladies said that okay, if you spin this flax, the queen will marry you with her son. So you can repay us by calling us on the wedding day. So you must invite us to your wedding and seat us at your table, and you must call us your aunts, and you should not feel ashamed of us. Oh, Laurel, oh, I will gladly do as you ask. It is little enough. Narrator. And so the three sat down to work. Gretty trod the wheel with her big foot, Bretty wetted the fiber on her droopy lip, and May twisted the thread against her gigantic thumb. So now Laurel, as Laurel had asked all the three ladies to come inside and start the work. The one pulled the thread and paddled the wheel, the second one moistened the thread, and the third one twisted it with her finger. Each time she struck, soon the flax was spun into a towering heap of fine soft thread. So now all the three ladies had sat down to finish the work. Now soon the flax was spun into a towering heap of fine soft thread. When the queen came to the chamber that evening, she was extremely pleased. So the flax was, the three ladies had completed the work now, and the next day the queen entered the room, and she saw that the room was filled with the flax. Now the work was completed by that little girl. The queen thought that the work has been completed by that little girl. You have done well, my child, and a promise is a promise. So we shall have the wedding feast tonight. Now when the queen entered the room, she saw that towering heaps of fine soft threads, and she was very pleased to see that she had completed the work. So the wedding was at once arranged, and the bridegroom rejoiced that she should have a clever and diligent wife, and praised her exceedingly. And the girl asked to invite her aunts. So the wedding was arranged now, and the three ladies, the Laurel asked the queen to call her aunts for the wedding. That narrator 1. That night, Gretty, Bretty and May appeared at the castle for the festivities, and the prince greeted them. So all the three aunts were called for the wedding, and in the evening, in the night they came for the wedding. Now prince had greeted the Laurel's aunt. You must be Laurel's dear aunts. Tell me, how did you get the paddle off her foot? By threading the wheel, sir, by threading the wheel. So now, when they appeared, let me read first and then I'll explain you. And how did you get your falling lip? By wetting the fiber, sir, by wetting the fiber. And how did you get your homogeneous thumb? By twisting the thread, sir, by twisting the thread. Then, never again shall my lovely Laurel touch a spinning wheel, and she never did much to her lasting happiness. So when they appeared, when all the three aunts appeared for the wedding, the prince asked the three women that how they came to have such deformities in their body, and the three explained that this come from their years of spinning, that why they have all these deformities, because they have been spinning for many years, that is why they are having these deformities. So the prince forbids his beautiful wife to spin again. So the now prince has forbid her beautiful wife Laurel not to spin the wheel again, and so Laurel escaped that tiresome flax spinning because of her cleverness. Thank you, children.